Hello and welcome back to my Let's Challenge of Ratchet Clank 3. In the last episode we completed planet Tyrannosis, and now we're ready to head off to planet Dax. But before that we're going to have a brief chance to do the hypershot training course.
So, you've come back to displace my training course once again, hmm?
Actually, we were hoping we could just pick up the gadgets and split. We have a spaceship to catch.
You slackers are always looking for the easy way out. When you can pass the course, you can have the device.
So you've got to enter here, and now we have the VR gadget training.
Those platforms can be activated with the hypershot. The green object is a hypershot.
So essentially, the hypershot is just, like I said, it's just a combination of the...
Press square to collect the green code snippets. Press circle to
It's just a combination of the dynamo and the swing shot. That's all it is. These are hacker puzzles, so essentially, like we were saying, you essentially just... Like they're saying, you essentially just want to collect the green things while blasting everything that's red. The blue shields are impenetrable, so we can't do anything about that. Just got to wait for the next green one. They get progressively much harder, but they're not too bad. Now, there is a skill point associated with this course. You have to defeat it in a set amount of time, and that's only possible when you do it for the second time, because obviously the first time you have to do all these hacker puzzles. The second time you do not need to do the hacker puzzles, and so you can actually race through it much faster.
The blue defenses are indestructible.
As you can see, this one is one of two, so there are 2 rounds. It's, again, just an introduction to these sort of puzzles. I will say it's not the most engaging of puzzles, certainly not in the series. There have been better sort of hacking puzzles and stuff for opening doors and stuff like that. In my opinion, of course. Like, I know a lot of people do actually like these puzzles. There we go, lovely. So we can do some more wall jumps, then we have some more platforms to trigger.
That was okay, I guess.
And in completing this, we will actually get a titanium bolt, I believe, which will be our next.
Square to collect the green code snippets.
I don't know why the help desk girl keeps coming up.
The red defense programs. The blue defenses are indestructible.
Wrong one. Oh well. It took me quite a while to realise that you could actually use L1 and R1 to actually just catapult round, you know, halfway round essentially. Why am I doing that? Oh well. We'll be done by now. There we go. Lovely. Round 3. So they vary from like stage 1 of 10. You can also, stage 3 of 3. You can go up to, I think, in the main story there's a maximum of 4. I might be wrong in saying that. I believe there's a maximum of 4, and then
That was pathetic.
And then you can also get but you have to collect 15 or 20 per round of the green
take those
things.
gadgets and be on our way.
Oh, yeah, the little man is cocky now. Maybe you'd like to meet Helga on the wrestling mat? Hmm? You'll see how cocky you are, twisted up like a wet noodle.
Maybe next time.
Fancies?
So there we go. We get the hyper shot and the hacker. We can also get a new suit of armor, I believe, which is most certainly worth getting, actually, because, like I've said before, Dax, not the easiest of planets. And it shouldn't be a problem given, the money shouldn't be a problem given how fast we're earning money in this game. So now we'll head over to Planet Dax. There are 3 paths to take, and this is actually leads to the first split in gameplay, the first choice of planets. The first time we have a choice of planets which we can go to.
Here, the DAX facility has 2 high-security computer terminals. My information indicates that one of them is somewhere out in the island. The other one is inside the main building.
So, we still have, the water is still deadly. If you go into it, you get attacked by a ginormous shark-like creature, as with virtually every Ratchet Clank game, actually. Aside from that, we will start making our way. So this is the first path. This is the optional path, actually, specifically. And it gives our first introduction to these massive, large enemies that you see just there. And those guys are a pain, but as you can see, we can do a decent amount of damage to them, thankfully. I always think this is a great weapon, this is a great level for Flux Rifle. Flux Rifle does so much work here. It takes those guys out in 2. Those big guys, so... Wait for him to stop firing, and then we'll zoom in. Lovely. And as with most sniper rifles in the Ratchet Clank games, they tend to upgrade relatively fast. I guess just because there are obviously relatively limited circumstances, I guess, where you would actually consider the a sniper to be the optimal weapon to be using. Okay, so the next section we get, I think, yeah, we get 3 of those big guys, essentially. It's obviously a rather scary conclusion, so we will be wanting to take one of those guys out as fast as possible. So if we didn't have the increased armor, we would actually be taking a load of damage from these guys. Ouch. We still take a lot of damage from them. Beautiful. So V2, Flux Rifle takes those guys out in 1 shot, which is pretty impressive. Okay, so that's this little section virtually done and dusted. And we're going to get access to, I believe we get access to the charge boots here. Which you actually need in order to get one of the titanium bolts on this planet. I think it's one of the only titanium bolts which you actually need the charge boots for in the entire game.
Double tap R1 to blast off with the charge boots.
So, the other thing you want to be careful of is obviously you have these sort of balconies around here, and if you go around one of them, you get another character trophy, this one being the plumber.
Your trophies are displayed in the trophy room.
So there we go, lovely. So that is the main bit, and now time to take on the two... Sorry, that is the sub-bit, I should say. Now time to take on the two main questions of this level. So we're going to take the combat section. There's a combat and a largely... a section that's largely not. So these guys are the reason that Dax is relatively difficult. They are intelligent enough to use cover. They do a lot of damage. Their projectiles are annoyingly difficult to spot and amongst the craziness of everything else. And their projectiles actually have a spread, which you don't usually see. Like most of the times, you know. And obviously, also, the cover in this level is destructible. Which is actually really clever. Like, I think it's a really good addition, like, to have destructible cover. We're going to set out a few mini turrets and then we're going to start a shock blaster. The reason I'm using the shock blaster is I would love to have an upgraded weapon before we do the next section. I would love to have one life, essentially. We've obviously gone a fair while through this game without a life yet, and at this point I definitely would like one. So we're going to take out this guy on top, mainly because his weapon does an awful lot of damage. And we want to get rid of him early on. So those small these small chicken-like robots you can suck cannon just like you could in Ratchet Clank 1, I believe. No idea how I didn't get hit there, but that's okay. As you can see, we're getting quite a lot of experience per hit here, which is good. Always a good sign. Yeah, we should actually get our... There we go, lovely, okay. So, our shock cannon, our shock blaster has been upgraded to the shock cannon, and the shock cannon's great. Really, really cool weapon. Yes, love it. Mini turrets are doing a good job of taking out those big guys, actually.
All organic life forms report to Sector 8 for immediate execution. Thank you for your cooperation.
Okay, so... What's nice about a lot of these enemies is that you can sort of see, you have visual cues to how much damage you're doing to them, which I think is something that was sort of been gradually increased more and more into the Ratchet Clank series, that you sort of see these enemies sort of fall apart as you take them apart, which is really cool. Okay, so Hyper Shot. You might have seen the titanium bolt, I should say, the titanium bolt that's located over there. We will be able to access that once we get through the next few set of rooms. First of all, we have slow hacker puzzle to deal with. Lovely. So obviously this one we actually need 15 greens actually instead of 10. You can let a green hit the top and not collect it, as it were. That's fine. It's just the red ones that you can't let reach the top. Lovely. Okay, cool. So we're going to hack into this door, into this next room. I'm pretty sure we don't have any more of those really big guys now to actually deal with. Which is good. So in order to get to the titanium bolt, we need to go through this door, and that door is only opened by a switch in the next room. Ouch! So those guys pretty much immediately saw me as soon as I killed their friend. There we go, lovely.
Intruder detected in Sector 3. All units shoot to kill.
So the switch is located just up here.
Computer network for online gaming is strictly prohibited.
So what you want to do is you want to hit it, and then you want to use the charge boots to jet along, and then come through here. How did that not through? So you can see that these enemies have weapons that actually have sights, so they will sort of train on you before they attack. And they also have grenades. I've never really seen them use that before. Quite tough enemies, actually. I need to upgrade my Elytra launcher faster, to be honest. It's not doing enough. I missed those bolts over there. Oh well. So, titanium bolt on Dax. I think there are two, if I remember correctly. Obviously I could have checked at the start, before we entered. I definitely know where two are. That one and one down the other route. So hopefully there are only two. So, with that now done, what we can do is we can head back to the main route. We've got a few more sort of these large rooms to get through. With hacker puzzles in between. Lovely. Lovely. Okay, so we get through that door. So this is the last main room. This is the one with most of the difficulty.
Intruder detected in Sector 9. All units terminate by this stream. Prejudice.
Remember, I think there are more enemies, but we'll see. Yes, there are. Just
Are
because
you
of the tree.
interested in a career in security, execution, or VCR? This is the job
Or VCR maintenance. Okay. Lovely. Ouch. You don't obviously get knocked out of your aiming once if you get hit even when sniping, which is actually rather useful. Ratchet just obviously has incredible powers of concentration. Okay, so. So, that's nice. We can use the hacker, and I think that's the end of this section. Lovely. Good. Lovely, okay, so that is that, and that is a cutscene.
This terminal should give us high-level access to all of Nefarious's project files. I found something. I am afraid it does not look good.
Bio-obliterator? Huh. I see what you mean. What exactly does it do?
That information has been deleted.
Uh-oh. Well, where is this thing?
Location unknown. However, a large transport vessel left this facility yesterday. It was headed for the Obani moon system.
The Obani moons, huh? Well, we better check it out.
So, that is the first optional pathway we can take. And now we will take the second. Sorry, that is the first story-based pathway that we can take. And we will now head over to take the second story-based pathway. So, this little path is all about you being essentially chased by this ginormous dropship. And you essentially are chased over these platforms which the dropship can destroy with its missiles. Select it, please. There we go. Ooh, that's a bit close, but there we go. So, it's a relatively brief sort of chase sequence, and then we obviously have to battle that dropship. And it's this sequence that I particularly wanted the extra life for. So obviously we have a life now, which is really good. We have the shock cannon. As our first life, which is going to be really helpful. And it's just very helpful around this section in particular, because it would just be very easy to obviously just make a mistake and plummet to one's death. Ouch. There There we go. Okay, so we reached the continue point. And now, ready for the battle, so... Jesus. If that had dragged me off the edge, I would have been so annoyed. Okay, cool. So now... Pretty standard sort of boss battle. We end up with, he fires these missiles, he's got lasers that come out of the sort of the ends of his wings, and it can also obviously sort of apparate and disappear. It's not difficult at all, really. Oh, you're kidding me that hasn't killed it. There we go, lovely. So hopefully our Nitro launch got a decent amount of experience from that. Fly over here, and we have another cutscene.
Check it out. Looks like somebody's a big fan of Courtney Gears.
Courtney who?
Come on, remember that bombshell handing out prizes on Annihilation Nation?
Ah, yes. Her specifications were remarkable.
Yeah, well, she's not the hottest pop star in the galaxy because of her singing.
That is odd. It appears this computer was recently used to edit one of her music videos.
Oh, let's watch it. I mean, you know, it may contain a clue or something.
And what do I see? Robots going crazy across the galaxy. Can't stand organics, they're soft and squishy. The time is now, we robots must be free. You wanna be free? Then shout with me, yeah! This goes out to all you robots across the galaxy. It's time for you and me to rise up. Don't stop until we dominate. Won't you feel great when we exterminate all organic life?
Miss Gears may be in league with Dr. Nefarious.
Yeah, who knew? She always seems so sweet and innocent in her videos. Well, except for that one with the, you know,
She might possess information about what Nefarious is planning.
Oh, right. And if we win that grand prize on Annihilation Nation, we'll get another chance to talk to her.
That's such a ridiculous scene, that bit. Oh, so funny. Anyway, okay, so that is Dax done pretty much. We have one final thing to do, hopefully, on this planet, and then we will be no longer needing to come here. This is the other reason why I wanted... this little path here is the other reason why I wanted a life. Because trying to get down, essentially down there on that little platform in the distance is a titanium bolt, and getting access to it, this little sequence is really easy to mess up, so I'm just going to try. Yes! Okay, awesome. So, nail that. Grab our titanium bolt. We now have one life going into the rest of the game. We now have two paths. We can either head back to Annihilation Nation or head over to the Obani Moons. And I think we'll probably head over to the Obani Moons first. I really enjoy those two well, essentially there are 3, but the first 2 moons that we go to are really, I think it's a really fun couple of levels. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode of my Let's Challenge of Ratchet and Clank 3. It's been a really successful episode, very happy to get through these sections without any deaths. And now we are here, we have 1 life, our beautiful V5 shock cannon, and now what we can do is we can actually adjust our quick select such that we have not the lava gun, we want the Agents of Doom on there as well. So, awesome. I hope you have enjoyed this episode, like I said, and I hope you will join me on the next.